Alright guys, welcome to another video. Here we go. What's going on right now is I have fuel system semi-hooked up, ignition system set up. I recorded this video already and it failed, so that's great. So what we're going to do is, it hasn't started yet. We're going to crank it over for a little bit, get it to fire off, let it idle for a second, and then we'll shut it off and check everything out. I'm expecting it to fire off pretty soon since I've been cranking it for the last 10 minutes. So let's see what we got going on and we'll see what happens. All right, we got 50 pounds of oil pressure, so that's good. Let's spray some ether down the carbs, see what we got. Well, I ran out of ether, so I've been using mass airflow sensor cleaner. Let's see what we got. Any fuel spraying yet. Let's see if this thing will fire off. I don't know if you guys saw it, but these two big fireballs shot off the header. That's why I shut it off. Maybe the float's stuck and it's not. Alright, maybe the float's stuck. Well, that's just sweet. All right, so looks like I'm pulling the float bowl off this carburetor and seeing what's going on here. flat tip, spill fuel all over. It's gonna be cool. Let me take that fuel line off right quick. One of these. All right, one of these days we're still gonna have an organized toolbox, but until then, I'm just gonna live with a clusterfuck. All right, so let's snap this fuel line off. I'm expecting to see a bunch of white pasty shit from the California gasoline. It just destroys carburetors. Since this thing's been sitting for probably almost 2 years now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find a disgusting carburetor. Also, I'm gonna try and get this off without tearing off the gasket because I don't have a gasket. I don't feel like driving to O'Reilly's to pick one up and pay $89 for one singular gasket. Yeah, I went to O'Reilly's. They had a set of one carb base gasket. It was $21, and I can order them on Amazon, like 12 of them for $8. It's stupid. All right, let's see what we got. Carefully. I got a jet kit. I might also lean this thing out a little bit. It was running pig rich when I got it. Oh yeah. All right, let's take a look at her. I don't know if you guys can see this mess right here. This is all that California garbage fuel turns into powder. All right. Got flow going into it. All right, so the needle and seat are good on the float. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna crank it over to see if any fuel shoots out of the, make sure this fuel pump's pumping. Cool, the fuel pump's not fuel pumping. Let's see if we can crank this over until that thing starts squirting out of it. All right, now we got fuel out of the carb. We're gonna pull, I of course don't have any fuel system cleaner because that would make sense. Or, I'm sorry, brake cleaner, carb cleaner, clean this trash out. So, I'm gonna try and chisel as much of this trash out of here. Let's see if we can get a good view of it. Like this is all trash. It's gonna gum up all the passages if they're not already gummed up. See, what a smart person would have done. Let's see, this is all that powdery shit. What a smart person would have done would have been filled this with WD-40 or something, or some type of oil to prevent this from happening. But since I didn't have that forethought or foresight, we're gonna go ahead and make this work. All right, let's see what we get here. Oh, you got coral penetrating oil. Let's see what that does. Well, that actually didn't do too bad. All right, so you notice that Coral did a pretty good job of cleaning out the trash. Let's use it on the carburetor. Pull out the main jets. I'm gonna spray it on this gasket too, see what happens. But let's get this garbage cleaned out. All right. Screwdriver for the main jets. Dropped one. That's cool. All right, these main jets are a 66. Let's pull out my jet kit. Let's probably put some 64s in it. All right, so these are Speedway Holley jet assortment. I paid like $10 for this on Marketplace. Oh, these are all the big numbers. 82 to 99, too big. 64 is the smallest I have. All right, and we got a couple extra 66s to toss in this box. Wouldn't have ran anyways, jets are clogged. All right, let's put these in, put the fuel bowl on, let's get this turd to fire. I mean, there's nothing more fun than starting a 5-minute job, trying to shoot a quick video on how to prime a fuel system and all that, only to find out that the carb is junk. I deserve it. I should have prepped it before I let it sit. Sometimes past Joe does a solid for future Joe. This time, not so much. But I only expected it to be apart for a few weeks. It's been over 2 years now. So what started out as a quick and easy project turned into a giant monstrosity turd that makes me want to stab my eyes out. All right. Helps if you put it on not upside down. I'm hoping this metering plate is not full of shit, which it's going to be. One bolt. Just dropping bolts all over the place, making a mess. Oh, I'm short one, that's cool. Put that on the bottom. All right, one thing to note is when you're putting a Holley together, Make sure the arm for the accelerator pump is underneath the accelerator pump. Otherwise, you got to take it all the way back apart. Another pro tip for Holley carburetors: when you're pulling the gaskets apart, or when you put new gaskets in, I like to put a little bit of chapstick on the carburetor side of the gasket. Reason being is, when you have to make a jet change, I do the same thing for the metering plate gasket. I chapstick both sides. I feel like it helps it come apart better. I was shown that by a bunch of old heads, so that's why I use that method. It's worked good for me in the past. I've done a lot of carburetor work, so I've gotten pretty good at these. I'd like to convert this carburetor to a dual feed. Add a second metering plate, get rid of this trash, get rid of this balanced or fuel tube that goes between the two. Will it happen? Probably not. Alright, push up the intake. Where did that jet go? All right, so now I got 466 jets. I'll probably order another 62 set just to make it happen. All right, let's fire this thing up. Yeah, you know, it helps when you put the distributor cap back on. But what I was trying to do is prime it, right? I wasn't being an idiot. Yeah, right. All right. There you have it. She starts under her own power. Sounds really healthy. I'll play around with it, getting into idle. I don't think it has very much adjustment on it. Let's see what we got. Well, that makes me happy. So we got her to run. I got to make a better temporary fuel tank. I want to put the front end back on it when I pull it in. I don't know if it's going to fit or not, but it makes storage a little bit easier. All right. Let's see what we got. Still idle. It's got a lot of issues. I got to figure out the well, I mean, I'm sure it's got gum up in the carburetor. I really got to pull this thing apart. I'm about to pull the metering plate apart, figure out what's going on with the metering plate. So you got a loose fuel line, need to tighten up. I hate these, ooh, that's nice. I hate these glass fuel filters. They're fucking trash. Buy the plastic ones or buy a good quality metal one. Like this thing's already pissing out fluid and pissing me off. All right, so it's alive. That makes me pretty happy. Until next time, please like and subscribe if you want to see more content. I'm gonna try to do 1 to 2 videos a week. It gets difficult at times, but I'm gonna go ahead and try and get that accomplished, at least 1, if not 2. Once I get this thing in the garage, get the rear end started, I'm gonna do a lot more videos on the C-notch, if I'm gonna end up going that direction, how I plan on lowering it, all that stuff. So until next time, again, please like and subscribe, leave a comment. If you see something I'm doing wrong or something that you think could be done better, please let me know. I'm always welcome to constructive criticism. If you're gonna be an ass, well, we'll see how that goes. But for now, please just be constructive. It helps me out, helps you guys out. I want to teach people the things that I've learned to pass on this information to other people. So until next time,